Well, thank you so much for checking out this course on using a Pro String library. I'd like to leave you with a couple of final thoughts here in the wrap-up. If you're considering any of these string libraries, don't feel weird about reaching out to the vendors to ask them questions. In the scope of kind of all of the libraries out there, string libraries, brass libraries, woodwinds libraries are more kind of niche-y than a lot of other libraries and plugins out there. Even though cinematic scoring is kind of all the rage now, a lot of these companies are still fairly small. And so they're willing to kind of help out their users or help potential customers in answering questions about their products. If you have any questions about the particular articulations or what kind of system you might need to run it, really anything, don't be afraid to reach out to the vendors. In my experience, reaching out to them has been really useful. They've been helpful, the guys at Cinematic Strings and Cinesamples. Also, strings are not just for classical music and cinematic type composing. We looked at more traditional type pieces in this course, but that doesn't limit a string library just to those genres. Certainly anything that needs some strings in it, these would be a great candidate for. You know, things pop music, rock ballads. There have been plenty of big rock and roll songs and pop songs over the years that have had real string orchestras recorded with them, or at least string ensembles. Well, a Pro Strings library can really work well in those kind of rock, pop, country, even R&B and rap. Those can work really well because it's got that nice, warm, rich sound, and they're very versatile. Another thing to think about, too, is that libraries like Cinematic Strings can also be used for things other than recording, like playing live. I have a little project here in Kontakt where I have a bunch of different instruments, and I have them hooked up to a MIDI fader unit. So I have a whole bunch of different instruments here. Got an organ, a couple of leads, kind of belly pad, and I have Cinematic Strings here and a couple of pianos. I did a tutorial on this, and you can check that out. It's the Korg Nano Control and how to set these up. That's on audio.tutsplus.com. In the tutorial, I think I used some Kontakt strings, but you can just as easily use Cinematic Strings to create some really nice sounds. Get your piano in here. You know, piano and strings over the years has been a great combination. Especially something like the light patch here, you know, it's not really heavy, especially if you're not using staccato and pizzicato. It can be pretty good to layer in there. You know, it's only 93 megabytes loaded into memory here. So definitely something that, you know, you can use with a laptop and play in a live type situation. And the last thing is that the key to really getting great string sounds is experimentation. A lot of things may not seem obvious at first when you're first kind of using any of these libraries, but the more you kind of work with them and the more you kind of get in there and experiment with some of the settings, the more you'll find that you can really use them for a lot of different things. I thank you again for checking out this course. I had a lot of fun putting it together, and I hope you learned some things about using some Pro String libraries. You know, using these strings, every time I fire these guys up, it brings a smile to my face because they just have a really, really great sound. Again, Cinematic Strings is one option, but there are lots of options out there depending on your needs and your budget. You know, obviously Cinematic Strings doesn't have every articulation. They don't have slides and glissandos, and they don't have any of the string effects, weird, creepy kind of atonal swells, and just all those crazy string noises that some of the other libraries have. But for what it is, I think it's a really useful tool because it's very fast, it's simple, and it's got a great sound, which means for a lot of the stuff that you use it for, it's a really, really great option. But a lot of those other libraries do have some really, really spectacular sounds in them. Hollywood Strings especially has just some incredible sounds in it, and also LA Scoring Strings by Audio Bro. Just really, really great sounds. So thanks again for checking out this course. Again, my name is Dave Bode from joebono.com, bringing you this course exclusively for Tuts Plus Premium, and we'll see you around. Thanks for watching.